Good evening. This is All India Radio Kohima. I'm Jonas Yantan with Evening News. The headlines. Nagaland Chief Secretary J. Alam takes stock of COVID situation in all districts. State Health and Family Welfare Department says weekly COVID sample positivity rate in the state continues to remain high. Kohima Smart City among top 10 cities in data majority assessment framework. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls for realizing vision of drug addicts-free India. As the nation gears up for free COVID-19 vaccination campaign at government facilities for those above 18 years, we advise our listeners to get vaccinated. We also advise our listeners not to lower their guard as COVID-19 remains a threat to our health. Please stay at home unless it is essential to go out and continue to follow these 4 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 6 feet for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene, and get vaccinated. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075 and state helpline number 1800-345-0019. And now the news in detail. Nagaland Chief Secretary J. Alam today interacted with the District Task Forces, DTFs, and took stock of the situation on COVID status in all the districts. The Chief Secretary, along with other senior officials, held video conferencing with the DTFs and reviewed testing, vaccination, rural civilians, and received recommendations about the extension of the lockdown. Alam stressed on the urgent need for more testing and intensification of vaccination drive across the state. He urged the low testing and vaccination districts to give a concerted effort in ramping up testing as well as vaccination in their respective districts. Besides highlighting the problems and difficulties being faced in the districts in the fight against the virus, the DCs also put forth suggestions and recommendations. The Chief Secretary lauded the DTFs and encouraged them to work harder in order to contain the virus. DGP Nagaland D.J. Longama asked all the SPs to be more vigilant and make sure that anti-social activities are not carried out around the vicinity of the hospitals. The DGP declared that under DEF Longling, 100% vaccination has been achieved, for which citation along with a cash of 50,000 rupees were given in appreciation of their good work. Nagaland Health and Family Welfare Department today said weekly sample positivity rate in the state continues to remain high. The department said a weekly sample positivity rate higher than 10%. Other districts reported weekly sample positivity rates ranging from 6 to 9%. Meanwhile, Nagaland today reported 91 fresh cases of COVID-19, taking the tally to 24,850. State Health and Family Welfare Department said Dimapur reported 20 fresh positive cases, Kohima 48, Mugukchung 9, Peren 3, Pek 1, Twensang 6 and Zunuputo 4. In the past 24 hours, 6 COVID deaths were reported in the state. Nagaland also reported 106 recoveries, 35 from Dimapur, 21 from Kohima, 1 from Longling, 31 from Mugukchung, 4 from Mon, 6 from Beren, 5 from Pek and 3 from Twensang. With this, total recovery in the state has gone up to 22,178. The total active case in the state is 1,487. Kohima Smart City has made it to the top 10 cities in data maturity assessment framework. Kohima was ranked 10th out of 100 smart cities and certified as enabled in the Data Majority Assessment Framework 2.0. This was announced by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs during the 6th anniversary celebration of Smart City Mission, Amrut and PMAY Urban yesterday. Kohima Smart City CEO Kohima in a release said Kohima is the only smart city in the northeast to make it to the top 10 and shares the 10th position with 2 other cities. He said some of the initiatives undertaken by Kohima for this framework included preparation of draft city data policy, dedicated open city data portal, data analysis on critical data sets in sectors such as water, air, mobility, and disaster, appointment of data coordinators workers in state departments and few civil society organizations. Another assessment of cities regarding climate change preparedness was also released during the occasion. In this, Kohima was rated 2 stars out of the maximum 5 stars in the Climate Smart Cities Assessment Framework 2.0. On International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking today, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has lauded all those working at the grassroots levels to eliminate the menace of drugs from our society. In a series of tweets, Modi said that every such effort to save lives is vital. He said that drugs bring with it darkness, destruction, and devastation. Modi called upon everyone to reiterate their commitment to share facts on drugs and realize the vision of a drug addict-free India. He reminded everyone that addiction is neither cool nor a style statement. Home Minister Amit Shah has reiterated the centre's commitment towards zero-tolerance policy against all kinds of narcotics. This news comes to you from All India Radio, Kohima. You can also listen to this news bulletin on a YouTube channel, AIR News Kohima. Around 50 cases of Delta Plus variant of coronavirus have been reported in the country so far. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare Ministry has said that this variant has been observed in Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Punjab, Gujarat, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, Rajasthan, Jammu and Kashmir, and Karnataka. Union Health Secretary Rajesh Bhushan has written to the Chief Secretaries of 7 affected states to step up containment and contact tracing to prevent the spread of Delta Plus variant. The states have been asked to take up containment and preventive measures in affected districts on a priority basis. Naga People's Front NPF Central Headquarters today urged the Governor of Nagaland to ensure thorough probe into all misgovernance and misappropriation of public fund by the NDPP-led BTS state government. Supplementing points contained in recent representation submitted to the Governor by the party's legislature wing, NPF Central Headquarters, in a release has asked the Governor to take appropriate action as per the relevant section of law. NPF alleged that BTA government has sanctioned 30 crore rupees to a private hospital for developing a makeshift COVID hospital. NPF said that as per MOU signed between CMC Vellore, Nagaland government and Emmanuel Hospital Association, Nagaland is not obligated to make any investment during the lease period. The party said BTA government is rewarding a private entity when other hospitals in the districts are hardly running to resource crunch. NPF further alleged the crores of rupees is being spent for acquiring land for Chettu Greenfield Airport when government has no resource to provide the state's share for the Mega Smart City project. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will share his thoughts with the people in the country and abroad in a Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio tomorrow at 11 a.m. It will be the 78th episode of the monthly radio program. It will be broadcast on the entire network of All India Radio and Doordarshan, and also on All India Radio News website www.newsonair.com and News On Air mobile app. It will also be streamed live on the YouTube channels of All India Radio, DD News, PMO, and Information and Broadcasting Ministry. All India Radio will broadcast the program in regional languages immediately after the Hindi broadcast. The regional language versions will be repeated at 8 in the evening. Department of Land Resources Twensang today provided tea and snacks to all the frontline workers in the town. Department officials said it's a small gesture to show appreciation and gratitude for the sacrifice rendered by the frontline workers. Meanwhile, traffic personnel expressed gratitude to the department for providing tea and snacks. The program was sponsored by District Project Officer LRT Twensang. And now 20 news, here are the main points again. Nagaland Chief Secretary J. Alam takes stock of COVID situation in all districts. State Health and Family Welfare Department says weekly COVID sample positivity rate in the state continues to remain high. Kohima Smart City among top 10 cities in Data Majority Assessment Framework. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls for realizing vision of drug addicts-free India. That is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.